What if I told you that every woman, even the one who says, "I'm not like the others," will test you, not to hurt you, but to see if you're the kind of man she can trust when it matters most? She won't announce these tests. She won't say, "This is a loyalty check." Instead, she'll shift her energy. She'll cancel plans last minute. She'll tell you her ex messaged her just to see what you'll do. Not because she wants to go back to him, but because she needs to see one thing. Are you emotionally stable or just pretending to be? These are the silent games she plays, not to manipulate you, but to separate boys from men. And the worst mistake you can make is trying to beat her at her own game. Because real men, stoic men, don't play games. They hold frame. And that's how you pass her hidden loyalty tests without even trying. She doesn't want a man who reacts. She wants a man who responds with calm, calculated presence. That's the test. When she accuses you of not caring enough, don't scramble to prove yourself. Don't explain. Don't justify. A man who knows his worth doesn't rush to be validated. He lets silence speak for him. Because silence, when held from power, becomes a language louder than words. You see, she's not watching what you say. She's watching who you become under pressure. Does your energy crumble? Do your texts become paragraphs? Do you switch from masculine to needy just because she pulled back a little? Every time she pulls away, she's watching how deeply rooted you are in yourself. And when you don't flinch, when you don't chase, when you stay grounded, that's when she starts chasing you. There's a moment every man faces. She becomes colder, less available. She delays her replies. Or maybe she flirts with uncertainty. And here's where boys panic, but grounded men lean back. Because the man who passes her loyalty test doesn't argue with the game. He ends the game by not playing. She wants to see if your confidence depends on her attention, if your identity collapses the second she stops being sweet. But a stoic man doesn't collapse. He doesn't shrink. He doesn't even flinch. He continues building his mission. He doesn't abandon purpose for emotion. And in that stillness, that refusal to emotionally spiral, you activate something primal in her. Not fear, not guilt, but deep, uncontrollable respect. If this is hitting harder than you expected, maybe it's time to subscribe and let stoic strength guide your path. The moment you stop reacting, you flip the frame. She's no longer testing if she can move you, she's now wondering why she can't. That's the shift. Because when a man stays rooted in his own value, a woman begins to feel the pull of your gravity. And here's what's wild. She may not even want to be testing you. It's unconscious. It's evolutionary. It's her nervous system asking, "Can this man handle the storm I carry?" And if your answer is calm, measured, non-needy presence, you don't just pass her test. You erase the need for the test entirely. Because she realizes you're not like the others. You don't play. You lead. When you play her game, you become predictable. When you don't, you become a mystery she needs to solve. Understand this. Loyalty tests aren't about logic. They're emotional landmines. And if you step in trying to prove your worth, you lose it. You don't pass these tests by being nice, by chasing, by explaining. You pass them by standing still and letting her energy move around yours. Because true masculine presence doesn't flinch. It doesn't beg for reassurance. It doesn't break under pressure. It holds. And that holding, that emotional stillness, is what triggers trust at her core. Not words, not gifts, not arguments, just presence. Most men think they have to pass her tests by doing something. But the stoic man understands passing isn't about action. It's about non-reaction. When she gets distant, he doesn't chase. When she flirts with uncertainty, he stands firm. When she pulls away, he doesn't collapse inward. He holds his frame. He protects his inner world like it's sacred, because it is. And that energy of a man rooted in purpose, unshaken by emotional waves, that is what disarms her tests completely. She may not understand it, but she feels it. It bypasses her mind and speaks to her instincts. You're not trying to win her. You're showing that you've already won yourself. She doesn't want to control you. She wants to feel your control over yourself. Every loyalty test she throws at you, ignoring your message, flirting with jealousy, withholding affection, it's not because she wants to win. It's because she needs to know that you won't lose yourself. Your strength isn't proven by dominating her. It's proven when you remain composed, even when her storm rages. Real power is calm. Real masculinity is restraint. Not the restraint of fear, but the restraint of a man who knows he doesn't need to prove anything. And when she sees this, she doesn't pull away. She leans in. Because now she knows you're the anchor in her chaos. She'll never admit it outright, but her loyalty doesn't go to the man who plays her games. It goes to the man who doesn't even enter the arena. Because his power isn't in reacting, it's in rising above. When you don't flinch, when you don't chase, when you don't try to fix what was meant to test you, you become more than a man. You become the one she respects, trusts, and follows. This is the Stoic path. Remember, you don't need to pass her tests. You just need to pass your own. Now here's a question for the real ones. Which shows more power? Silence in the face of disrespect or walking away without a word? Drop your answer below. Let's see who really understands control.